Yeah, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we were in the middle of doing the mic reviews and unboxing, but we got a little sidetracked today because we ended up getting our hands on the Sigma 12mm f1.4, which is going to retire our little budget Rokinon 12mm f2. This thing, I really don't have a comment on this. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to talk bad about it, but it's also not great. But the lens we're using right now is a Sigma 30mm f1.4, and it is spectacular. For the price, can't be beat. So I'm hoping for the price, this can't be beat either. So let's open this thing up and see what it comes with. Premium packaging, as you can see here. So Art of Engineering, assuming we got some user manual stuff here. Put that aside, can't get that back in the box. Woohoo! All right, little case, even a little bit of paper around the hood. Beautiful. And the lens itself even comes in this cute little bag. So again, this is a newer lens. This lens has only been out since late August, September of 2025. So it's only been out for a few months. And it is a significant upgrade, except for I can't open the bag. All right, let's see what this bad boy is all about. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice. It even has, you got your aperture ring here. Oh, that's butter. Hold on, can you hear this? That's beautiful. Got the lens cap. Beautiful, made in Japan, as you can see here. 12mm, 1.4, DC 62. So got that. Get that on there. Boom. Look at that thing. All right, so as a comparison, these are very similar size. Okay, they are almost identical, and the Sigma being just slightly longer, but hood wise, lens diameter, the 62mm, they're both 62. This has like a focus ring, no aperture ring, it's all done in the camera. This has your focus ring as well as an aperture ring as well to, you know, just be able to set your aperture as you go. It looks like it also does have an auto, so you're gonna be able to set that auto and then control it from the camera. So whatever your pleasure is, but yeah, this thing is gonna be friggin' sweet. So can't wait to check it out. Might throw it on the camera real quick and see what this thing looks like. All right, this is exactly what I was looking for. This matches the colors and the sharpness of that other Sigma 30mm f1.4, whereas the Rokinon lens just doesn't cut it for me. I don't know. I could be absolutely crazy, but I'm telling you, this lens just does not cut it. It doesn't cut it for me. And the autofocus on there, no matter how much light I give it, thing breathes like a fish out of water. It is just gulping. It's like the whole time. It struggles. This thing seems to pick me up just great. And it's auto tracking and it's watching me and it's keeping me on, and I can't complain about that. And it just looks, this is exactly what I was looking for. This is actually the only 12mm f1.4 for a crop sensor. That's the only one you're gonna get at an f1.4. I think I can safely say, if you're buying this lens for a crop camera, this is the best lens that you're gonna buy right now. As of right now, while I'm making this video, you're not gonna beat it, and it's a phenomenal price. You're getting this for under 600 bucks. This is gonna be probably my new go-to lens because I think I'm gonna be able to record a lot of cool stuff on here. Again, the 30, I use this 30 for everything, and I probably use it for so many things that I shouldn't use it for. And I find a way to make it work because I just like the way it looks. It looks so good and clean. Now this looks so good and clean, and we can finally retire this Rokinon F2. Oh, that feels great. Honestly, let's see. So one of the things that I really wanted to be able to do, which the autofocus on this Sony camera, oh yeah, that's beautiful. It usually tracks like the tip of my forehead because it's set up so well. But I want to be able to show you guys products in the videos, drop the videos down, and have it come right back to me. So if I want to show you these small rig, I wanted to be able to pick up this small rig. I obviously got to give it some light without me in the picture. I know it's still tracking my forehead, which is crazy. That's insane. It doesn't even see me. I'm blocking the camera completely. So yeah, I can literally watch the square on my phone. It's literally like skipping everywhere around, like hitting the littlest piece. But anyway, maybe if I give you guys like a bigger box, once the box is completely covered, it will focus in and pull in on that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you guys products while I'm recording. And with the camera being right here where I can physically touch it and not 10 feet away in the room with the 30mm, it makes a huge difference. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like this setup better right here, or do you like it way in the back with the 30 where it's a little bit tighter in? Because I feel like for the type of videos that I've been doing, I feel like this is gonna be perfect. So pretty excited. So I'm gonna do the next video on this DJI Mic 3, and I'm gonna use this lens to record it. So if you guys are liking all these videos, make sure you stop by for the next one. So see you there. Peace out.